Hello friends, so today I was going through my Goodreads, looking at my favorites of the year, and there were some books that I read this year that I rated 4 and 5 stars that I just don't think, I'm not going to change the rating because that's my initial reaction, but I just think that maybe they weren't quite the level rating that I gave them. I don't know how we're going to word this. We're going to have to figure that out. But I have 5 books here that I think I want to change my rating of. So these are all basically like 4 and 5 star reads. Or these are books that I gave 4 and 5 stars that I think I would bump down to like a 3 star. So the first one is Real MidKnit by Quanah Jackson. And my issue with this one is just that it was marketed more as a romance, and I would have enjoyed it more had the romance not been in it. Had it been about the shop and about the brothers, and yeah. So this is about a group of brothers who find out that I think their adopted mother passed away. She owns this knitting shop, and they have to decide if they're going to close it and keep it going. And only one of them wants to keep it going, so he enlists the help of the girl who works in the shop, and it's their romance. And I just could have done without that. I could have, like, if it had been about the shop and the brothers, probably would have been great. But it was only alright. And so for that, I would change my 4-star rating to a 3 star. Next would be Best Kind of Broken by Chelsea Fine. This one was a new adult. What year was this published? So this was originally in 2014, and I think had I read it then, it probably would have been good. I'm just not really in a new adult phase of my life, and so these new adults making new adult decisions were kind of frustrating. It's about a girl who goes to this like hotel bed and breakfast type thing to work for the summer, and one of the guys working there is her ex, and they've had some type of like secret break them apart. And yeah, I think I rated this 4 stars because I read it all in a day, and I need to get out of that habit of giving something a high rating just because I read it quickly, because that doesn't always mean it's the best. But yeah, I think I would give this, originally I gave this 4 stars, I think I would change it to 3 stars. The next one I have on my list I read as an ebook, and that is Dr. Dearest by R.S. Gray. So this was about a girl who, she's a doctor, she worked at the hospital, she lived with her brother. Her brother informs her, he's also a doctor, brother informs her he's doing like a Doctors Without Borders thing, and he's going to be gone. But he's invited his friend, who's like this like hotshot doctor, surgeon, whatever it was, to come stay with her. And she's had a crush on him since like medical school or before, I forget when it was. And while the brother is gone, they start sleeping together, and then they're in a relationship, they're in love. I gave this one 4 stars. I would change it to a 3, maybe even a 2. This is the one that made me realize that I'm tired of reading an R.S. Gray story. She's very formulaic in her writing, very formulaic in her story structures, and I'm tired of reading it, you know? Like something, I don't know. I started reading her next one, something about quarterbacks, and I DNF'd that one because I was just like, it's the same thing except like different professions. Next, I want to talk about Head Over Heels by Hannah Orenstein. I was super excited for this book. I think I saw it in a store. I read the back of it. I'm super excited because it's about a former Olympic gymnast. She's going to become a coach. I was super excited for it, and then it just fell completely flat. I gave this one 4 stars. I think in my wrap-up review, I was talking about how the romance wasn't good, but the female friendships were great. And I just, like, thinking back on that, I think that was inaccurate. I don't know what made me think that in the first place, because looking back at it now, I'm like, that's really crappy friends. It's really crappy relationships. I don't think the main character put enough stock in herself to warrant having good friendships. So this is one, I gave it 4 stars. I would move it down to a 3. And the final book that I want to talk about today is the one I gave 5 stars. The hype got to me. The hype got to me, guys. Beatrix by Emily Henry. I gave that 5 stars, and it was not a 5-star book. So in case you don't know, Beatrix is about 2 authors. She is a women's fiction romance author, and I'm not entirely sure what his genre was, like mystery, nonfiction, maybe, I don't know. But basically, they've been enemies since college. He's got no problem with her. She doesn't like him. I'm still like, yeah. I don't know. Like, there's nothing spectacular about it other than it was about authors and she was a romance writer. And I think that's where the hype got to BookTube. But, like, she was not amazing. He was not amazing. Their relationship was not amazing. I think she was very naive in her view of her parents. And yeah, I don't think Beatrix was a 5-star read anymore. I think the hype was real for Beatrix in 2020. So those are some books that I would change my rating to. I'm not going to change it, but I like in my head the rating has changed. Do you guys have any books that you read in 2020 that you think that are along the same lines for you? Let me know down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!